Hello everybody, this is ShayTech here, and today I'm making a video on fixing your PlayStation 1 console if your disc reader is having troubles reading your discs and it's freezing and it's just really not loading your games at all anymore. I've got a console that I've had for almost all of my life and I did not want to give up on it. I actually myself got on YouTube and I found a couple videos, and I want to give credit to Easy Console Fixes, which is really the video that brought me here. I'm very fortunate that I was able to get my console fixed, and I just wanted to make a video and bring it to you guys for anybody that this video could possibly help. So let's get into this video. So the first step is to take the console apart. You're just going to want to flip it over, and on the back side there's 3 screws across the top and 3 across the bottom. 6 screws you're going to want to remove, and you can just get a little Phillips head screwdriver. And once you have those removed, you just want to make sure, pop this open and make sure you don't have a disc in here. If you leave the disc on the reader, it will just pull this off of the motherboard with the top of the case, which we don't want to do since this is what we're going to be operating on. And once we have a disc removed, you can simply grab it on each side and pull it straight off, as it will be easily removed, and we can set this aside to go on to the next step. So now that we have the top of the case removed, what we're going to want to do is spin this and look to the back of the motherboard. And it's nice if you can prop it up here. I've got my toolkit. And so what we're going to be doing is I will edit a little clip in here and show you guys a little bit closer view. But what we're doing essentially is adjusting this little potentiometer here on the back of this reader. And depending on a reading you're going to get with a multimeter, you're going to adjust it clockwise or counterclockwise depending on what you need to achieve, and I'll get into that here in the next step. Okay guys, so in the videos I watched, it really is essential to have a multimeter so you can check what the reading is and where the potentiometer is positioned initially, so you know where you need to rotate it, because over-rotating really can potentially burn out your reader, and at that point there's really no coming back. So you want to be safe from the start if you have the resources. And so on the top there's the ground, and again I will show a closer view so you guys know exactly where to put these points. But on the top there is a ground point you touch, and on the bottom right there is a positive pole that you touch. And over here you guys can see, oh I slipped off, there's a reading of 1.23 k ohms. So 1.235 or 1.236 is really right around where you want to have it. My console, when I first opened it, was around 750, which was not operating at all, and I had a lot of troubles. I actually ended up rotating the potentiometer completely around 3 times counterclockwise until I got back, after a lot of troubleshooting for a couple hours, to the reading of 1.236 k ohms, and that is really the comfortable spot where it does read the discs properly. So again, you're just going to want to check your reading, and then from there, to dial it down, you're going to go clockwise, and if you need to go higher, then you're going to dial it counterclockwise, and you're just going to want to find that sweet spot right in between 1.23 and 1.24 k ohms. And once you're to that point, we can reassemble the console. Okay guys, so once we have positioned the potentiometer into the sweet spot, we can bring it over, and we want to set the case back on top just so we don't have to worry about touching the board or anything once we give it power. And when you're setting it back on top, you can look right over to the front and you can drop it straight back down right in line, and it'll drop straight in very easily. And I'll come down here and I'll get my cables, plug it in, and we will troubleshoot and make sure that this adjustment works. And since we removed our disc, I will grab this, We'll put our disc in, and if you adjusted it correctly, now when we boot our console, it should properly boot our video game. Give it a little time, and there we are. Now I know sometimes it can freeze on this screen, but again, if you did this correctly, hopefully it will boot into the game for you, as it does me. Alrighty everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you out, and I hope you're able to prolong your PS1 console just like I was and play some more video games. Thank you everybody.